Hey, welcome back to the Amulet D20 Twitch break. I'm Mass from BonkTable. We got Helas list. This is from Eliking, who is calling his list Helas. I'm either one of them, Eliking or Helas will be used for this gentleman's fine name. He's running Arista Warlord in City States. This is our first City States of the list for the event. I'm actually quite to see what his take is and with the changes that have been done. So he's got Arista. With the standard of the last orientation, this is going to allow you to reroll failed defense rolls while you're on a zone. And in addition, if you die on the zone, you will automatically seize it for scoring for that round. Pretty nice upgrade. That gets into his next ability, what is Expert Scouts. Friendly infantry without the phalanx rule, activating from the strategic stack, gain Vanguard 3. So, the Arista is in... Or Aristarch? I'm going to go with Aristarch. I think that's it. I can read. He's in 5 stands of Phalangites. One of those stands is the Sacred Band veterans, so they will be able to heal off of other Sacred Band in the list. And he has Doloritoes. I'm going to say Doloritoes because I think it's funny, but it's actually the Doloritates. If I still got that wrong, you can just blame it on my bad educational system. When an enemy regiment successfully charges this regiment in the front arc, the regiment gains the inspired special roll until the end of the round. In addition, should this regiment activate from the siege attack, they will gain relentless blows on characters and auxiliary. So that's kind of nice. With the 5 stands, he's going to be using defensively. He's also probably going to either entourage with the Aristarch or draw it from the strategic stack to get Wall of Pikes to give it Aura of Death. There's a lot of power right here, and there's a lot of different ways that Eliking can use to trigger these abilities. But this is he running more bricks? Oh, it looks like he is running more bricks. So that's his first brick. Then we get into Polomark, who is using the... Oh, actually, we should talk about the Aristra's Supremacy, because it's new. The infantry tactics, until the end of the round, the battlefield order the Aristarch has selected affects all friendly non-monster regiments on the battlefield. He has to activate that, so that's going to be really nice whenever he pops one of those 2 off. The 2 he does have are battlefield orders. They get Untouchable, so reroll 6s, and Bravery. So reroll 6s is going to be good. Close that out. It is... Yeah, Untouchable is reroll 6s. Yes, it is reroll 6s. Good. I can do this. The second part of his supremacy is, in addition, once per game, the Arista may reroll all failed reinforcements made during a reinforcement phase. The player must declare reroll and reinforcement rolls at the beginning of the reinforcement phase. So it's very similar to how Bless works, but for your reinforcement rolls. This is going to be really good for if you have a lot of the same regiment type. Turn 2, I wouldn't be surprised if this is used because there is Phalangites mediums, Agama mediums. What else we got here? Companion Cab mediums, 2 War Chariots mediums. So there's a bunch of mediums to use it on. And there's only 2 heavies, a Talos and the Sacred Band in the list. So getting your mediums on is going to be more beneficial than having your heavies on. Though depending on how you roll and how the game is lining up, maybe you'll save it for your heavies. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was either used on turn 2 or turn 3. It has to be used on those turns. And I think it's predominantly going to be used on turn 2, just so that you could have more stuff show up. As for what else is going on the list, we have... Oh, yeah, the Polomark. His helmet. He's got a helmet upgrade. Polomark, what does this helmet do? Tell me. Enemy stands in contact with the character stand, lose the inspired special rule. In addition, enemy character stands participating in duels against the character, lose Quicksilver and Flurry. So basically, you have a worse version of Armor of Dominion, because, like, old Armor Dominion as well. It's 35 points. A lot of people don't duel. Maybe in this European meta they do duel, so it is going to be helpful there. But this is mostly just to take Inspired away from whatever regiment is hitting these guys. As for the Polomark, I think he's probably going to sit in either the unit of Ogma or in the unit of Thoratides. Maybe the Thoratides, because then it'll allow them to use their Fluid Formation ability. But the Fluid Formation has changed that you have to start 3 stands wide to use it. And so, I don't know, maybe, like, it'll unravel, or they can fluid at the end, or something, I don't know. But having the ability to just direct orders with the Polomark to gain those draw from strategic attack abilities is going to help with the Thoratides. And especially with that, people not getting inspired in the Thoratides is just going to keep them alive longer. I find one of the issues with Torquidi is that their D2 with a shield, Resolve 2 and Wound 4. Polemark is going to help out boosting the Resolve 4. No, the Resolve 2 base. He's going to push them to Resolve 4. Then with their size, they're going to go up to like, 5 or 6. What's going to be really helpful keeping them alive. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys were combined together. That also gets you 2 cards, because I think that's his only light he has. Yeah, just by the looks of that's his only light. So he gets the Polemark and the Thorkeys turn 1, Arista and the Phalangites turn 2. Uses the Arista's Supremacy ability to reroll 1, 2, 3, 4 dice to get more guys on. Turn 3, gets his Talos or his Sacred Pan, depending, and then, turn 4 gets the other one on. So, actually a pretty good reinforcement curve. Really like that a lot. Already seeing some strengths in the list and power. Thorkides, he's got to use carefully just because of the Moon 4. They do kind of start falling off, but he does have a Minotaur Thyrien for his auxiliary stand. What's going to mean it's going to take a while once it hits the Thyrien to actually kill this thing off with its 7 wounds. But that's A-okay. It's going to do a lot of work at its Cleave 3. And with the Fluid from the Polemark, direct orderings into it should be doing kind of work. Or he can go into the Agama, also have Fluid Formation. They are 4 stands with the Sacred Band, so they're going to get the heals from the Sacred Band, or Indom 2, what's going to be really nice. Sacred Band I've found to be pretty decent combat-wise, pretty decent defense and resolve, and like defensively-wise. They're kind of used as a support element. I wouldn't bulk this unit up with additional stands, just because it doesn't look like they have any support. And you're kind of wanting using their spells as, healing or Indom 2 to keep them stuff alive, or project an anti-casting bubble around them. But with the 3 stands, they're 5 attacks, class 3 at cleave 2. It just does work on the side, and they're kind of a good follow-up unit. The Agma also have an Andromakos. Also butchered that name. The guys who play City States must hate whenever I talk about City States. This gives +2 attacks to the command stand, and if they activate from the strategic stack, it gives flurry to the regiment, auxiliary, and characters. It's good. I love it. But what more do you want? Cleave 2 auxiliary sacred band. It's just gonna be good. So yeah. I currently like this first bit of the list. I see where its strategies and what it's kind of doing, and I think it's going to do really well. Last unit in the Polemark's Warband is the Talos. This is, once again, I've kind of described this as 5 stands of Hoplites condensed into a monster stand's space on the table, as well as having a lot of more defensive tech, so it won't suffer lethal demise, it won't suffer decay, it won't suffer Aura of Death. It is hardened 2 with a shield, so it's going to be really annoying to kill. It tends to not fight things off of it, but it tends to hold an area of the table. So if it gets onto a zone and you shove it down someone's throat of like, hey, deal with this, I'm on the zone, you have to kill me, and then have the rest of the army kind of support it, like the Companion Cab, who are being used to deliver the Blade of Icarus, what's going to be the Cleave 4 sword, but they're go down attack. Okay, it says Cleave 1. I'm pretty sure the Blade of Icarus gives Cleave 4. We just gotta double check that. Yes, it does give Cleave 4, so this did not get updated. What is A-okay right here? But we all know that's Cleave 4. We'll have to see if the attacks went down, but that can be just dealt with through the app when they play the game. Companion Cat delivering the Lightsaber Epakos. I've seen this before. They have great speed. Close the gap for Unstoppable, and the Companion Cab helps out a lot. And because they're mediums, now with 3 impacts each in Brutal 1, they're going to be more damage on the impact attack. They should be able to get their Clash as well, because they are all 6 attacks, and he is going to be 5 with the Lightsaber at Clash 4. This combined with the Talos, just ran the Talos down, have them on the side. Something engages the Talos, they come up and hit again, break it off, Talos pushes forward, and you kind of chain your way like that. What else we got in these warbands? We got 1 Flogobolin and 1 Scorpius. I myself prefer the Scorpius because it has longer range. I do see the bonus of having the Flogobolin, simply because it will do more hits with torrential fire. But it does need to get 2 inches closer. But you should be able to give enough support to the various bricks, the Talos, the Phalangites, and either the Thorakides and the Agama to do enough work there. Agama should be kind of hitting stuff after either it's engaged with the Thorakides, the Phalangites, or the Talos. So right here there is I see two hammers, 3 anvils. Sacred Band can flex for hammer and anvil depending on what they're fighting. They'll do well depending if it's like an MSU and it's not that great. They're going to do well cleaning that up. But if it's a dedicated like hammer, they're probably going to die. And then you have the support with the 2 chariots who can sit on zones and can shoot and stuff. So I actually like this list quite a bit. It has a lot of playstyles with City States. It's using a lot of the new abilities that City States has access to it. And also it's evening out the reinforcement curve with the supremacy from the Arista. I think this is a fantastic list. I would even consider playing it. Maybe move a couple things around for my own personal preference, but I think Eliking has made a fantastic list, and I want to see how well he does in the tournament ahead at Amulet D20. So yeah, thank you. Let's get on to the next one.